Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Modern Survivalists, and in this case, new footage from the Uvalde incident where we see it's just heartbreaking, really. I'm not going to be playing the entire thing, it's over an hour long. Long story short, police did not take action for over 77 minutes before they finally decided to stop this madman, this lunatic that was slaughtering little kids in the school. The video starts with these images from outside the school. These are a couple of guys. I think they work in a funeral home nearby, and they see that the shooter crashed in a ditch, apparently. And I don't know if it's... I don't want to play sound anymore because it's just, and I don't want to have you hear it either because there's really no point. You can look the video up if you want to listen to that. I've had it enough, that's it. Apparently, either they see that he's armed, one of these falls, they run away, maybe he starts shooting. Either way, the shooter gets out of his vehicle. The shooter jumps over. He walks, guys. He walks calmly inside the school. Now, the thing that is chilling is that during this moment, when he gets out of his car, he walks, he throws his bag or whatever it is he has over the fence. He climbs over the fence. There's a cop that had him in his sight during this moment. A cop with an AR, a cop with a rifle, with a scoped rifle, had him in sight within, I think it was 100 meters or so. And he asks to shoot or not. He's asking if he should shoot or not. And he fails to do that. He fails to take the shot when he sees a gunman that already murdered someone. They knew he already murdered someone. They were chasing him, and he fails to do his job as a police officer. Why? Why exactly? We don't know. Are you scared of taking the shot? You're over 100 yards away. You cannot hit your target with an AR, with a scoped AR. You cannot hit a man-sized target walking slowly towards a school. Then you should not be a cop anymore. The idea of the rifle itself is to give you said capability to engage with a target, with a hostile at those ranges. That's why you have that rifle in the first place, man. That's why you have the rifle and the scope, so as to make that shot easy. And it is an easy shot. 100 yards away with a scoped AR, and you cannot hit the guy that is a murderer, already killed someone, and he's walking towards a school full of little kids, and you don't do your job. Why? You're a coward? I don't know. You're failing to do your job because you're worried about the complications, legal implications for you, all about you. I don't want to get myself in trouble, so I don't do my job, or I'm just too scared. Either way, whatever excuse there is for you not pulling the trigger on the gunman walking into a school, you should not be a police officer anymore. You're not fit for that job. You don't understand what this is about, and you lack the basics so as to be a good police officer. Above everything else, it's protecting the public. It never is more clear than when you're dealing with a school full of little kids and a gunman walking and then rushing a little bit into it. He jumps that fence, he walks into the school. Look at him, he just walks as if he's in his own living room. He even brushes aside the hair that's blocking his vision. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that kept a bunch of cops at bay for 77 minutes. This kid, fortunately, he sees that he has a gun. He already hears the shooting. He runs away. The shooting is already going on. And I won't have the audio here because I just don't want to listen to it again. But it is terrible. You hear the shooting. You hear it again and again as he keeps on reloading, changing mags, and the officers finally arrive, and when they arrive, they also hear him shoot. They also hear the shooting when they arrive. And when the cops arrive, this first guy, he rushes towards it, and good for him. It's not a coincidence, he's one of the oldest guys in this bunch. This one, he's just staying away. This one, he's just downright not willing to engage. This one, I better take cover and get out of the way. And that's it. They should all be running towards the threat. That's what is required of you as a police officer, right? That's what's required from you if you're a police officer. Now, they take a bit of fire. The gunman takes a few shots at them. The one there with the white sleeves gets a ricochet on the side of the head. You're waiting for what? He just kneels, tries to peek around. Where are the other ones? Nothing. A few rounds fired, ricochet cuts him above the head, and while this one retreats, these ones, are they taking his place and continuing putting pressure and stopping the guy? No, they all move back into a safe, looking for cover. Well, he's not in cover. These ones are. This is just a shameful display. A lack of not only a lack of courage, a lack of heart for the kids that are being shot as they stand there, for the kids that have already been shot, and they may end up being saved if they had done their job, because they're right now bleeding out on the floor of their classrooms. So it's not just a matter of the ones that already got shot and the ones that are still getting shot as these guys are waiting outside. It's about the kids that are dying in there, bleeding out because they did not put a stop to this. You want to see the way in which this is handled in other parts of the world, guys? This is in Brazil. I'm not going to be playing the video because YouTube will bring my video down if I show it to you. Use your freaking imagination. This is a Brazilian cop. This is a hostage, a human shield. This is a gunman with a gun to the side of the head of this woman. The video is under a minute long. And then everyone ends up clapping. Yes, he takes the shot, he brings it down. At any moment, this gunman could have done, boom, there you go. You shoot him right in the head, just as dead as if shot with an AR. Exact same thing. The thing is that this man does not back down. He keeps on moving forward in spite of the threat, in spite of being scared. You think he's not afraid? Of course he is. He's not stupid. Anyone would be afraid if you're dealing with this kind of situation. A criminal with a gun willing to do everything and anything, and even having a freaking human shield, for crying out loud. And he keeps on going at it. He does not stop. He keeps on moving forward, putting pressure. He has a shot. He takes a shot. He brings him down. And this is not the only one. This is not the only video of Brazilian cops and cops in Latin America doing this sort of thing. You think it's a matter of training? You think it's a matter of funding? You think it's a matter of gear? You think this is a magical iron sight pistol that he has? These guys have rifles, these guys have body armor, these guys have everything they need so as to do their job. They're just not willing to do it. They just have a lack of empathy for the kids that are dying inside. This guy, he took the lead. Then he backed down when he got injured there by some ricochet. But then he stayed away, and not only that, because if this guy, the way he went down, if the other ones hadn't cowered away and stayed in their positions, if they had moved along with him, putting pressure, and as soon as the shot starts, they just keep going at it, they would have stopped that guy right away. They would have stopped that guy and saved so many lives in that moment. But they failed. They failed because they're not willing to do what this other officer, this other lone officer, I think there's another one there around the corner. These guys are willing to do what these ones aren't. And these are dealing with an active shooter slaughtering little children in a school in Texas. So much for the bullshit of, great movie, guys. Great movie. Reality is this. Because this is not the first time that this happened. This other cop in another incident in Parkland stood outside a school as the little kids were being shot. 17 kids shot. Donald Trump called him a coward. Completely agree with him. Dude, you're a damn coward. What were you doing? While you waited outside, not wanting to get shot, people were dying. It's not a matter of you being in danger or not. Of course you are. Now, if you signed up for that job, then you admit that's a possibility. If not, don't do that. Don't be a cop. If you don't want to risk getting shot, getting hurt, if you're worried about that, if you're scared of that and not willing to do your job, because everyone is scared when bullets are flying. Everyone is scared in these situations. It's just a matter of pushing through that because a matter of duty or a matter of I could not live with myself if I failed to do that. If you end up finding yourself in these positions where you have to make a choice of, in spite of being scared, and you will be scared, but in spite of being scared, you keep on moving, you keep on walking, you keep advancing towards what's a threat and something that could be dangerous for you, something that could actually end up killing you. You will end up in that moment where you could not live with yourself if you fail to act at that moment. So that's why you keep on acting. That's why you keep doing that. That's why you keep on putting one foot in front of the other in spite of being scared. Because you could not live with yourself if you fail to take action at that moment and do your best so as to stop that attacker from slaughtering more children. None of these guys had that in them. They did not have the duty as officers. The serve and protect clearly did not register with them. They didn't even have the heart, the empathy of feeling for the others and saying, I cannot stay. I don't give a fuck about any line of chain of command. I'm a police officer. I'm here to serve and protect. And it is part of your duty as an officer all across the United States, as far as I know, all over the world. Every officer has a duty above everything else to protect the public. If people are being killed, every officer has a duty to stop that threat to the best of their abilities. And yes, including putting your own life at risk. It wasn't that long ago that in the United States, people in that line of job did just that. In 9/11, officers and firemen ran into a burning building that was hit by a plane and likely to collapse soon, and they still did that because they could not do anything else. They could not stand waiting while people died when they could do something about it and save lives. And that's what they did, and that's how many of them ended up dying. Some survived, of course. Many died doing their job. Now, things have changed. In just a few years, in 20 years, it's a lot of time, man. But the society has changed in the United States. You don't have this in the United States. There's not enough of them. There's not enough of these guys in the United States right now. The fantasy of this is just bullshit. This is not the case anymore. You don't have that kind of mentality. Not enough. I know some fine officers. I know great officers. I actually know officers that would have gone in there and probably, I would place my bets 99% of the chance they would have shot the guy right there. Of course, world-class shooters, competitive shooters that also happen to be cops. Yeah, sure, they're freaking, they put John McClane to shame because they don't fail a shot. They hit everything like a damn machine. I understand that's, 1 in 1,000 cops. Actually, that's like 1 in 10,000 or whatever. So it's very rare. But you don't need to be a world-class shooter to do your job. I very much doubt this guy is. But he's a cop with a duty and an obligation, and he lives up to that. And this is not the only one. Just like this is not the only one, just like this asshole right here and these guys right here are not the only ones. These guys, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of these videos of hostage situations in Brazil and Latin America, and they do their job. They do their duty. It's not a matter of we don't have enough guns. We don't have enough body armor. These guys were waiting for tear gas, for shields, whatever bullshit excuse, so as to not walk in there until it was 77 fucking minutes until they actually got the courage to go in there with bullshit excuses. Guys, this is the reality of what you have right now. So I know fine cops, I know great cops, but this is what you're dealing with mostly. This is mostly what you're dealing with, and it's getting worse. Because the more of a lack of accountability, the more of a culture of, I'm just playing it safe. What if I take this shot at this gunman 100 yards away with my AR and I get in trouble? Oh, I better not shoot. No. That's not even a matter of being worried or scared for your own well-being. You have him in your fucking sights. Take the shot. What are you even... No, but, the union will have my back. The union will take care if anything goes wrong. I just played it safe. You played it safe, and a bunch of little kids got slaughtered. Well done for you, man. Well done for playing it safe and not pulling the trigger. Well done for these guys. And one of these officers, he had his own wife dying in there. And yes, they say that they had to take him away, but it just goes to show the reality, the fantasy, and the reality of what you have right now. Are these the ones that are going to be protecting your family? Are you going to be in your house dying while these guys wait for over an hour until they actually take action? The point of this video is realize what you're dealing with in society in general. This is what you have in your military. This is what you have in your local police. This is local police in Texas, in fucking Texas. So whenever you want to feel good about yourself, oh, this would not happen. Yes, it happened in Texas. Happened in Texas. And in New York, those guys in New York, those police officers and firemen in New York, they rushed into the building that fell down and killed them. That was 20 years ago. 20 years later, this is what you're dealing with. They will not have your back. They will not protect you. No, this goes for politicians as well. This law goes for lawmakers as well. This goes for jury, people that will be there and decide your fate if it ever comes down to it. This is what you have in society in general. This is what your neighbors are probably all about. You think, yeah, I can count on, Fernando, you have no idea. Poor Latino, you have no idea what in my neck of the woods, this is your fucking neck of the woods. If you don't see this, you're fucking blind. This is your neck of the woods. It's 1 out of 100 that will actually put their lives on the line for you. Cops, your local cops will not do that. A bunch of them. How many were there standing there? 17, 20? Doesn't even matter anymore. But this is what you're dealing with. You better take care of your own stuff, your own family, your own well-being, because if you're counting on them, you're screwed. Guys, I do address some of this stuff in street survival skills in terms of barricading doors, breaching, and using firearms with the information in my book, which is what most cops go through, and like the basic knowledge of handling a gun. With that and a little bit of heart so as to do the right thing, which that should have been more than enough for these guys to walk in there and stop that guy. You know where they found him when they finally got the courage to go in? He was hiding in a damn closet. The gunman, Mr. I have to move the hair out of my way because I cannot even see, he was hiding in that closet. If they had just walked in there after that initial contact where they run away scared, everyone ran away and failed to continue to press like some officers do in other parts of the world, they would have saved so many lives. Folks, see you in the next video. Take care.